I was watching one of the interviews you were doing with somebody before, and it turns out like you were doing social media work at like 16, 17 when it comes to all this. Is that basically what you got started doing content, or did you do content before? How did that get going for you?
It's actually a really crazy story of how I ended up in content eventually. So I'm going to try to do a truncated version, but let's see. I feel like I have to tell you the story of how I ended up in art to
Okay.
explain how I ended up doing content. So, back in 2016, my dad, who is an entrepreneur, started an opportunity in aerospace because he was also a sport slash hobby pilot. So, he flew airplanes for fun in addition to being an entrepreneur. And when he got the opportunity to invest in a new aerospace company, he said, absolutely, I'll go for it. So, he invested in this company. And around the same time, the airplane that he was flying at the time has some engineering issues. So he goes to the company's engineer named Kevin Champney. And over the period of fixing my dad's plane, they become fast friends. And my dad says to Kevin, what do you really do? You're so creative. Not only do you fix airplane engines, you
Mhm.
paint the planes, you build physical infrastructure. You're so multi talented. And he says, well, Richard, I'm actually an artist. Why don't
Yeah.
you come by my house and see my work sometime? So my dad says, all right, I'll check it out. Goes over to Kevin's house, takes a look at his walls, and says, Kevin, what you do is unique, inimitable, incredible. I've never seen art quite like this before. You have to pursue this as a full time job. Give me a call if you ever really want to do art. So a few weeks later, apropos of nothing, my dad gets a call from Kevin, and Kevin says, Richard, I quit my job. I'm ready to be a famous artist. Quit your job. So my dad starts working with Kevin and building him a business foundation for his art
Mhm.
business. And about a year later, I was 16 at the time. The social media manager and marketing director my dad had hired for Kevin, she quit very abruptly. So my dad's freaking out because he doesn't know where to hire another person. And I said, look, I know I'm 16 years old, but I think I have a knack for social media. Like, I'm sure I can run a professional artist page, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't know what kind of blind confidence I had in me at 16, but it did work. And within a few weeks, we went from about 10,000 followers online to over 50,000 and eventually over 3 million like we have today.